Entrepreneurship is hard, but real success is how you respond to the way the coin lands.
5 things I learned. I want to send this glass of whiskey to the moon. How much I would need to do that. That's less than I would have thought, I'll be honest. From Whisky Unfinished, season 1. Definitely at some level, somebody knew they were selling a cask that they didn't have.
I'll be a little bit more neutral on that
yeah,
side.
You can be neutral all you want. This is my podcast. What were your or some of your key learnings that you would apply today or you would share with people listening? I'm out there trying to raise money. What do you think are the keys to that being successful?
I think your why has to be strong enough to keep you going.
Yep.
It's, you ask yourself, like, why are you doing this? Right? I think if your why isn't strong enough, then you will not know how to pivot. I think that the why was our North Star.
Yep.
I mean, and also have to be flexible, agile enough, like not going in with a big ego, right? To just say, okay, that was not good. Well, how can we tell the story better?
Yep.
And you also get feedback from pitching. So I think, you and I evolve, right? I don't know how many versions of Jack, of pitches. I think, that was, also the beauty of the journey is that not that you know it all, is that you are happy to learn along the way. If we were to do another fund.
Yeah. Teaser alert. Teaser alert.
We must think about the exit first.
Yeah.
I think, the exit channels, yes, it will change and evolve, but we must have a clear exit channels to begin with. You just have to also go out there, put yourself out there and establish the relationships and speak to different kind of people. It's also a numbers game.
Yeah.
Like it or not.
We were pretty bad at because it was only 2 of us literally in the company for a long time.
Why space? What is space about?
Yeah,
right?
and what's the economy part of it, I guess. So me as an average user, I get it. I use an iPhone. I use, a lot of things. Obviously, I'm from a technology point of view. But what is the economy part? Like, what are the actual opportunities for, let's say, an entrepreneur today?
So the space economy, I personally look at it's too nefarious, or too big and nebulous, right? If you just say the space economy. I personally break it down into 3 different sub-economies. So everything that we bring up to space is what I call the Earth to space sub-economy.
Okay.
Right? The second part is space to Earth. But the biggest part of the space to Earth is satellite data. We have 12,000 satellites going to 100,000 in 10 years' time. Right? These are eyes in the skies that look at everything.
So I want to send this glass or this bottle to the moon, and I want to leave it there.
The cost, when we were doing this research
I don't want
last
to bring
year,
it back. I want to leave it there forever.
Is $1 million for a kilogram.
Per kilogram.
1 million US. It's not out of reach,
It's
right?
not crazy.
Well, if you're
it
a
is
crypto
crazy, but it's
billionaire,
not,
$1 million,
sure.
$2 million, you get something on the moon.
That's it.
Who else can say that?
That's less than I would have thought. I'll be honest. I would have guessed probably several tens of millions of dollars. So, but that's per kilogram.
But you're sharing a ride only if you have if you're not deploying anything. If it's a static, just something to get it on the moon, I think it's that range, right? The more complex, if you need to deploy, you need power, you need to do things.
It goes up. Yeah.
Right?
What advice would you have for looking back on that moment where you made the jump to full-time? You said you woke up, kind of realized you were in the same spot. I think a lot of people wake up I think the majority of people wake up in that situation every day. Yeah. Right? But you had the courage to take that risk. And I don't know what else that kind of was part of that decision. But what advice would you give to someone listening today who is in that position, who's thinking about doing something but not sure if they should?
I would have done it sooner. Easily would have done it 5 years sooner. I would have backed myself. Like if you know in your heart of heart whether or not you can be good at something, and it's that self-doubt that holds you back. So number 1, I'd have done it sooner. Number 2, I fully endorse dipping your toes in what you're passionate about at the same time as having a steady income. So I think that was really beneficial for me to build my business, or at least an understanding of my business whilst I still had a salary. And if I could go back, I would definitely have saved more money before I jumped ship.
So let's talk about that. How much, not how much money, but like how many, let's say a year's worth of expenses you think is what you need to make that jump?
Yeah. And it doesn't need to be so much that you're comfortable. Like you kind of need to be uncomfortable, scared, and needing to put everything into what your passion business is, more than passion. Like you need to know that you need to earn enough money to pay your rent and to pay your health insurance and to take care of yourself if things don't work out.
Yeah. Well, that's great advice. So I was pretty anti-carb when we started this. My understanding was high protein, low carbs.
For many people, well, we need carbohydrates. It's essential for performance. It's essential for our brain. Like your brain uses 120 grams of carbs just to think, just to process. So
everyone or just smart people?
You only know. I'm kidding. On average, most people need 120 grams. Obviously, a bigger person might need more. A smaller person might need less. Okay. The reason we check in every day is to see what we need to tweak to keep you moving in the right direction, but not to feel worse, right? Life is life. We can't live every single day in this regimented diet. You can for a short period of time and you'll get insane results. But we've also got to find a plan that works for you long term, which is what you and I have put our heads together and said that we're going to do. It's not just about the next 3 months. It's a blueprint for the future. So we get you feeling amazing, but that you stay there.
Yeah. From your experience, what are the 3 biggest mistakes entrepreneurs make when they're trying to scale, grow their business?
Apart from becoming an entrepreneur.
Yes, that's the first mistake.
That's the
so
first
3
mistake.
more after that. It is a slog of a life, as we know.
Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, look, I think the first one is believe in our own conviction.
Okay.
You know, we are. At least when I was younger, and I'm sure you were too. We just believe we're unstoppable, and we don't, and we learn our lessons that way.
Yeah.
I had a really cool phrase that, success and failure are opposite sides of a coin, but real success is how you respond to the way the coin lands.
Okay, so that's one. What else?
Probably letting go.
Okay.
Because there's a great sign that a lot of entrepreneurs either dilute and become successful or they go down with the Titanic. It really comes down to competency and capacity. And, even when I look at myself to build my business now, I've got to let go of some of the things that just aren't going to take the business to the level that it needs to get to.
What do you mean by letting go?
I think what I mean specifically about letting go is probably letting go that sense of I have to drive it forward. I have to make it work.
Okay, so letting go, right? That's the second. What's third that comes to mind?
Not to fall in love with the solution, but to remember the problem. And I've stolen that from the founder of Waze. He has
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a great book that is well worth reading, which is, the key to that is if you take a look at the reason why you're in this game, the whiskey game, and then you take a look at how you started versus where you are now versus where you feel you need to be in the future, the solution back then and the solution now and the solution of the future are quite different, but the problems have evolved.
People didn't know that a delivery order is the only thing that, from an official point of view, gives you that ownership. Yeah. And so people started accepting like random certificates that I could print on any printer anywhere and say, oh, Hil, here you go. Here's your 30-year-old McCann cask on this piece of paper I just printed. Yeah. Doesn't mean you actually have a McCann cask, right?
And this is a link between the regulation and education. So if you're not forced to educate it in the right way, in other words, like if you sell a stock and you don't give all the risks, then you can be penalized by the regulator.
Right.
But for a cask, if I give you like this nicely color printed certificate, and no one tells you about that this is actually fake, or is this, well, I would not say it's fake. It's just a piece of paper that doesn't mean anything. Yeah. Then the person who buys it, they don't know. And there's no resources for them to find either. So it's a bit tricky, I feel, because I know, like yourself, you guys doing it the correct way, but there are so many people who are trying to just make a quick money out of it, and they just actually destroyed the whole market.
Hey guys, Rickesh here, the Whiskey Chief. Firstly, thanks so much for watching this episode. It really means a lot to us. If you can, like and subscribe below. It just really helps us to keep bringing you the best whiskeys in the world. Solange, and I'll talk to you soon.